Hey everybody, it's Dune, back with another episode of Factorio Megabase. Last couple episodes we were working on Yellow Science, a new build for that, and it helped highlight for us a problem. Not enough blue chips. And blue chips basically doesn't have enough green chips. I'm not quite sure why that is. We remedied the copper situation. It's got plenty of copper now. And I'm pretty sure iron's not a problem. So, we recently opened a copper cable facility for Yellow Science. Each of our green chips facility has an entire row dedicated to copper cable. So if we eliminated that and could turn those all to green chips themselves, then, what if that's our issue? Of course, right here in this particular one, there's actually no copper there for some strange reason, and no iron in this one. It's an issue, of course. We actually do have a copper train on the way. That light's yellow. But if this were delivering copper cable instead, would that not be more efficient? It would require pretty much, I'm thinking, some realistically big copper cable facility. I mean, copper cable's made really swiftly, like half a second for 2 pieces per copper plate. That's what this guy's doing. He's keeping up quite well, like just with one supply train. There's like 180,000 pieces of copper plate sitting here ready to be used. And 480,000 copper cable. Would it not make more sense then to do something like that up here somewhere? Turn that, both red circuits and green circuits are bringing in copper plate and turning it into cable, and then outputting, if we could turn these, in this case red circuits, it's not as desperate. For red circuits, it is 4 copper cable, technically 2 copper plate per per red circuit, not including the ones that go into making green circuits. That's why it shows 5 instead of 2. So I'm curious. Not going to do it quite for this yet, but if somehow we could speed this whole thing up, one way to do that would be to have another half of these facilities actually making green circuits instead of copper cable. The problem I see with that is we just have all these lakes around this build here. I'm eyeing this over here. So far this is still, for the most part, vanilla solar. If we basically turn this into an intersection, we just have one of our new advanced solar. I guess we have a few more down this way. We could turn this into a path here, and then all this up here could be a copper cable build, maybe. It's an idea. It's one I'm going to pursue. It's either that or build another green circuit build maybe here, and all it does is feed this guy's, which then of course doesn't have. Why is this blinking? Is there a train damaged somewhere? Somewhere maybe, because it's stopped. It's still blinking. What's going on? I don't know why that's blinking. It's so confusing. Oh, well, now it's blinking down here. Yes, there is a train with some damage. Where are you going? Green circuit south. Load. Well, let's follow that train, and while we're talking, we can figure that out. Like, it seems like a reasonable idea to bring in copper cable. I just, this here works as is, so it's kind of hard to go, okay, well, let's try something else. Is it working? Is it putting out all the green cable or circuits we want? Currently, yes. It has a slight surplus. We did move like one of the trains that was feeding this. So maybe we just need a new build for blue chips. At the same time, I still don't think this could supply on whole, a whole nother build of blue chips, because it's roughly like, I know we only have like 6 green circuit trains coming here, but at the same time, I think it could be more. Like, because now there's this empty bay here, and it's got like all these have stopped producing because there's no green circuits, because it's so freaking expensive in green circuits to make blue circuits. Maybe we have another green circuit build down here. We could add more supplies to it, add maybe more bays. I'm ready for more bays. Four. 2, 4, like FOR, not FOUR, for bays here. And I've been trying to get this all mined up. And it is a slow process. At 2 million. Roughly, I guess 1 train coming here. So it's definitely something to look into, because I think yellow science is hindered because of the lack of blue chips. So we need to do something about that. So say we were to build another blue chip, say in this area, could red circuits, well, in either case, how's red circuits doing? 170,000 average. Can it supply another red circuit train? Absolutely. So, kind of with that in mind, we're going to go look for this green circuit train that's blinking. It's this guy. Get him healed up. Here's our bot. Heal, heal, heal. Alright, so maybe we do that with this one. Experiment with this smaller guy. Here, what would it take? Really, what would it take? Obviously, it would take not bringing in copper plate. This doesn't have iron. How's iron doing here? I think iron's doing pretty good. Actually, rather really good. I think I only have 4 iron trains, right? There's 4 bays, so, you know, there's no extra. Like I was kind of saying, there's... let's copy you. Where are you going? Probably going to one of these first ones, yeah. Let's put another train here. But for copper cable, I would literally need to which one's going to have the least copper cable on hand? Or copper plate on hand. Yeah, I got like 60,000 pieces on them, so we literally have to just turn one off. And the ones closer to the front have more. This is closer to the front. Change you to CC unload. Oops. Got space in there. Take a while for him to switch over. Maybe I should do that to all of them. Question is, I can't technically change them all over because then those copper plate trains are then coming here. Yeah, you know, they'll just switch over to that new name. It's because I have a dummy station down here. These trains will come. I'm not sure where you're going, actually. Oh, that's right. Okay, you're coming to there, and then you can't go anywhere. So, what I kind of need to do is I need to span that. I don't think this one build will supply a whole green circuit. Trains don't have a way out. They go in, but they do not come out. So technically speaking, these should green circuit south, CC unload, circuit condition, go. Same thing here. GC south, CC unload, circuit condition, go. Because these need to be circuit trains, or at least some of them do. Or they all need to be cable trains, one of the two. And the stacker's going to need to be bigger. Change two of these. So copper load south, you're going to actually go to CC copper unload empty. Just leave 5 of them, I guess. Well, we're going to have a 5th train. I'm going to park it. Because technically, is that how those go? I guess it can't go fully across, can it? Because of this track here. Let's just kind of wrangle that. You're empty. Let's grab you. Handle. No train should be coming in. Little train dance there. has all the trains? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's the string? I guess there's another one. Guess that's right. 5, right. Like this is really going to take a while, I'm thinking. Convert these. I mean, not terribly long, like this was 70,000, now it's 60,000. Copper plate on hand. Well, sending these copper trains kind of to here instead of here and over could help a little bit. Kind of wondering if, I mean, it's not terribly practical to, you know, have the exit for the copper come, kind of take a shortcut, like skip all these intersections. You know, if it were just coming to copper cable. It's a thought. You know, how is copper in the south? 140,000 average. I mean, I'm not changing anything supply-wise. I'm just changing how the stuff gets processed or where it gets processed. So that train's empty. Not quite, but very close. Empty. Empty. I'd kind of like to already send these for copper cable, but I mean, once I start bringing them to copper cable, then these guys won't really technically do anything. Kind of got to let them run out. Because see, these guys aren't really working. Well, there's no iron to be working with, but where there is iron, gosh, there's really no iron. Well, here there's iron. You know, these guys are working, but not all of them are working. Oops. You know, just a portion. So now we should have 2 copper trains, yes. We do. This guy's maxed out. And it really comes down to blue chips. Like, you have the blue chips, you get yellow science. Tech science and 60 seconds has passed. I think this will go with count. Tech science greater than 0. Change that to end. I think the other one's at 120 seconds. That's just 60, which makes sense. When we get this flowing better, we want to take away that weight condition, just change it to full or something. But how are we doing here? 30,000 average, or 30,000. 60,000, 60,000, and 60,000. That's crazy enough. Could use, seems like more iron trains. And it always could. Like, when I first set this up, I put pretty much the bare minimum in. I mean, because I didn't quite, I wasn't using it for much. Like, the number of, pickups weren't very many. Mostly it's going to blue chips. That's kind of interesting. And Windows speed modules. What is speed modules doing anyways? 57,000. I know that's sort of middling to poor. Kind of glance around through Yarm, see how things are doing. Or am I looking this guy? Literally like one little tiny patch. Couple little tiny patches. Couple medium-sized patches. This one's got a fair amount left. We'll go there. Coal. Not much left there. And the stone. This was a bigger patch, and it actually went all through there. It was copper and stone. Well, actually, let's look at that guy. His train is he'd have a second pickup location. How's this stone doing here? Might send it to this guy. Which location is that? Stone 9. Alright, still working on that. all of them still have plate, but this guy is not doing anything without iron. Down to 18K copper. Click, hover over it because the arm, 38K. Kind of makes me want to start another iron train. But to do that, I gotta go back to base because I'm out of. Actually, I have 5 engines left. Weird. 2, 3 more cars, and I can do that. All right, I don't have to go anywhere. Don't know why I had so many engines on me. In fact, I got 6 engines. Kind of want to see more of this coal used up. We have just kind of look around at various coal patches. This iron's gotten all used up. Kind of good to see. So at the moment I'm cooking dinner. 16 minutes left on the timer. Pull a piece of plastic off the top of it. Give the cheese a chance to brown. I'm looking up here at plastic, but then pull it out, let it cool. So I've got like 30 minutes or so before I'll take a break. Hopefully this can finish down here in that time. Oh, well, we can start that train. Some more trains showing up here. So I expect this one to kind of wear out first. It's almost out of plate, copper plate, other than what's in requester chests. This train will be the first to... Why is that red? Jeez, oh, it's because there's no stations. We can change that. Let's change that. This guy right there. So there's always a enable one. So we can change that from CC copper load. We probably should name that like CC South or something, but or CC1. Delete you. Oh, that's because we renamed that one. And then this will be. Let's change you to manual before you take off on me. And weight condition, weight empty. Like that. CC load, CC unload. Pretty much copy and paste all those. Turn them to manual. Switch them over. Guess I could technically send this guy. Nope, not yet. He needs a way to get out. Right, so we could send you to CC load. I think we can rip that up. Technically, we don't need those, but I'll leave them alone. Let's look how these are doing. So we got a few copper plate you. 45,000. 11,000, and you are a third of the way through emptying your copper cable. But you need more iron. Iron, gosh. Come on, iron trains. I like my new signaling system. I literally can see who's got plate ready to be picked up. Of course, he's going there. It's the closest one. Working. So a train of 16,000 plate, iron plate. We'll make 16,000 electronic circuits, including productivity module bonus. So it's literally 2 iron trains to 1 green circuit train. So our first copper cable train's back. We're just waiting for you to empty out. Suppose kind of technically I suppose we can they're not gonna, like the ones on the edge, these ones will all use their own copper cable first. Bots will move it back to their own chests before they take from the train. Let's send you out. Yeah, we're gonna do, but we gotta use up this copper plate first. Yeah, because see, these copper cables are kind of going sideways. So use them up from the side. I suppose I should have grabbed those. How's this one doing? He seems to be mostly done with plate. So I'll still got a fair amount. I'm not going to work on him yet. Alright, AFK 1 minute. Alright, back. So that's this one. Are we still? I think we're ready to switch it over. Oops. Let's see. Is that all of them? About the south one, southwest one's not done. That's where I'm getting the copper cable from. Right, I think they're all switched over. Now, whether it's a working thing or not, I'm not sure. Be right back. Alrighty. So how's our copper cable bill doing? Kind of figured it's getting a little hammered. Could use maybe a little more signaling in there. Suppose we should just let that run for a little bit. It's hard to tell whether these copper cable trains will keep up. I mean, technically speaking, it's the same thing as bringing in copper plate, except for we're not making the cable here. So I suppose technically, I mean, it's not the same thing, of course, because we're consuming twice as much. Looking at power, seeing how we're doing. I think I'm going to need another copper cable build. Not that this can't make it, it's just probably could use another loading bay. So I'm actually going to probably put a break in here, roughly, but we can start heading towards doing that. Noticing my yellow science breakdown. These trains could this. Basically, we just have some trains we can make use of. This is our old yellow science build. How's blue chips doing? Not all that great. Whoa. Whoa. Are these all copper, right? Oh, look at this. A plastic train in here for some stupid reason. Because it can get through there. It can come in there, come out here, but it technically can't. And we gotta go to Copper Station North. Fix that. Or we're gonna run out of copper here in the north. Right away. We've got a couple stations with a lot in them, but this is kind of not a big enough stacker, because this is the thing you think about, like, this is why you build a stacker. But I also include these 6 lanes as part of my count. You know, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd only have 2 in this section here, and maybe only 1, because one of those trains is probably coming here. This is why you put a chain signal here. Like, this train would have come in and behind one of these. With a chain signal, he stops until at least one lane opens up. Technically speaking, I bet I could just turn that off and that plastic train will flow. Once it goes by, we can turn it back on. So, what to do about that? It's technically either of these exit lanes. And I have them mostly for myself. If we remove a piece of track, technically you don't need that one then. But it would prevent a train that doesn't have a station in here from coming in here. What about these guys' lanes? These guys don't flow through at all, so shouldn't be a problem. All right. Well, good thing we had a little surplus. Kind of amazing how many trains you have coming up to a station like this. When you see them all together like that. You know what? I bet you we could do some solar remotely. Well, it's not full, is it? Not quite. Kind of look around, see if there's any other situations like that hanging out. My 47,000 yellow signs there. Like none here, so. $35,000 on hand. It's showing in the second row. Not a ton. We're definitely running low. Let's look at the last hour. How much yellow signs are we producing? 2.1. So that's where we're gonna be at roughly when if we don't get purple or blue chips working. Anyways, I'm Dune, and I'm going to take off, have some food. I'll probably be back for some more Factorio Megabase. I'll talk with you later.